It's Rachel Zegler herself. After months of defending Snow White against a growing mountain of backlash, Rachel now finds herself at the epicenter of one of the most disastrous PR implosions in recent memory. Breaking down on live streams, ranting in interviews, collapsing under the weight of public rejection, the young actress is facing the brutal reality that her career may never fully recover from the damage done. It all started with theater owners who rebelled. Contractually, they were supposed to keep Snow White on screens for a set number of weeks. But with each passing day, audiences dwindled. Even prime weekend showings were almost empty. Theater managers begged Disney to let them pull the film early. In many cases, they didn't wait for permission. They swapped Snow White out for anything else, old reruns, indie films, even local documentaries. Anything was better than showing row after row of empty seats. One viral video captured the disaster perfectly. A fan posted footage from inside a Snow White screening. The camera panned across a dark theater, echoing and empty. You could count the attendees on one hand. The atmosphere felt less like a major Disney release and more like a forgotten school assembly. Overseas, the embarrassment went even deeper. In Lebanon, the government didn't just allow theaters to stop showing Snow White. They banned it altogether. Not just in theaters, but from all forms of distribution. It was an unprecedented blow. Meanwhile, in a painful twist, another Disney property, Lilo and Stitch, was quietly outgrossing Snow White in its opening weekend. A simple, heartfelt story about a girl and her alien dog was pulling bigger numbers than Disney's supposed tentpole princess reboot. It wasn't just a failure, it was a humiliation. Even the merchandise told a bleak story. Disney had tried to control supply, shipping Snow White dolls and t-shirts in limited batches to create a sense of demand. But months later, shelves remained full. Nobody was buying. Discounts and bundle offers failed to move the unsold inventory. It wasn't just a box office flop. It was a full-blown branding catastrophe, and standing at the center of this implosion was Rachel Zegler, a figure once painted as the future of Disney, now treated by many as the symbol of where it all went wrong. Behind the scenes, tensions were boiling over. Gal Gadot, who played the evil queen opposite Rachel's Snow White, gave a carefully worded interview that spoke volumes without saying too much. She didn't defend Rachel. Instead, she alluded to a deep disconnect between what the movie promised and what fans received. She pointed to a lack of teamwork on set, saying it made the entire experience exhausting. When asked if she would ever speak more openly about her time working on Snow White, Gal answered with a chillingly ambiguous line, "I'll talk about that when I feel comfortable. In Hollywood, that's as close to a public indictment as you can get without outright naming names." Meanwhile, Rachel's other co-star, Andrew Burnap, simply didn't show up to the premiere. No press appearances, no support, no red carpet smile. It later emerged that Rachel herself had joked during an interview that all of Andrew's scenes might get cut. They practically were. For any actor, hearing your co-star say that publicly before a movie even premieres would be devastating. No wonder Andrew walked away quietly. Disney's live-action strategy was now collapsing in real time. Plans for a Tangled remake, once earmarked as the next billion-dollar princess adaptation, were abruptly canceled. No teaser trailers, no grand announcement, just quietly shelved. Insiders confirmed that Rachel Zegler had been considered a frontrunner to play Rapunzel. After the Snow White debacle, Disney wasn't willing to take that risk again. It was more than just one actress under fire. It was a whole corporate strategy unraveling, as audiences rejected the studio's attempt to replace timeless fairy tales with modern lectures. Meanwhile, Rachel herself tried to rally. She posted emotional Instagram stories. She gave tearful interviews. She insisted that people would still line up to see her at
this is her operating level of intelligence here, just so you know, just her factory setting of intelligence.
But reality was less kind. When Rachel attended a screening of Snow White, smiling and holding a bouquet of flowers like it was a celebration, the truth was impossible to hide. The theater was practically empty. A few scattered attendees, no cheers, no buzz, just silence and awkward glances. Photos and videos of the moment spread like wildfire online. Some called it Snow White and the 7 empty seats. Others joked that Rachel had thrown a party for a ghost town. Memes exploded across social media. Instead of a triumphant return, Rachel had walked straight into the heart of the internet's next big punchline. The numbers that followed were devastating. Snow White failed to crack $100 million at the US box office, a catastrophic result given its enormous budget and global marketing push. Its IMDb score plunged to one of the lowest in Disney's modern history. Critics and audiences alike savaged the film. What had once been a bold attempt to modernize a classic had instead alienated almost everyone. And if the collapse wasn't complete enough, along came Minecraft. The live-action Minecraft movie dropped just weeks after Snow White, and immediately crushed it at the box office. What many dismissed as a childish film about pixelated blocks turned out to be exactly what audiences were craving. Fun, lighthearted adventure without political baggage, no lectures, no heavy-handed messaging, just entertainment. Jack Black, the star of Minecraft, captured hearts by doing what Rachel didn't, respecting the audience. He spoke passionately about embracing the Minecraft universe, sharing memories of playing the game with his kids, leaning into nostalgia and fun rather than trying to fix the past. The results spoke for themselves. While Snow White struggled to limp past $100 million, Minecraft sailed past $700 million globally in just a few short weeks. In interviews, Jack Black celebrated the fans. Rachel had lectured them. Suddenly, Disney's Princess Playbook looked like a bad joke, while a movie about building blocky houses became the unlikely hero of Hollywood's spring box office. And the fallout for Rachel is just beginning. Insiders now report that her future projects are being reconsidered. Casting directors are nervous. Studio executives are wary. Being the face of Disney's biggest flop in years carries a heavy price, and Rachel's name, once attached to Oscar buzz, now triggers boardroom anxiety. Meanwhile, Hollywood's most savage satirists are circling. South Park already delivered a brutal takedown of Disney's recent content strategies. Rumors are swirling that Family Guy and The Simpsons will follow suit, and if they do, Rachel could find herself immortalized for all the wrong reasons. Rachel Zegler's rise and fall isn't just a story about one movie. It's a story about the changing tides in entertainment. Audiences are growing weary of being talked down to. They want magic, not marketing. They crave sincerity, not slogans. And when studios forget that, they risk losing not just a box office battle, but the very trust that built their empires. As for Rachel, her next moves will be critical. A sincere, humble comeback is still possible. Hollywood loves a redemption story. But if she continues down the same path, she risks becoming a permanent cautionary tale, a reminder of what happens when a star believes they're bigger than the story they were hired to tell. The empty theaters, the abandoned merchandise, the canceled projects, they all stand as silent witnesses now, not to a grand reimagining, but to a simple truth. No matter how many buzzwords you throw at a story, audiences will always know the difference between real magic and a lecture in disguise. Now it's your turn. Was Rachel Zegler unfairly blamed for Snow White's failure? Or did her own choices doom the project? Can she salvage her career, or has Hollywood already moved on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading them all. And if you found this breakdown as wild as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. Trust me, you're going to want front row seats for whatever Hollywood meltdown comes next.